Maybe. Oh, there we go. I'm live. What's up, everybody? Happy Friday Eve. Give me just one moment. I'm going to put this little hot buttered thing and share it. Happy Friday Eve. So I am still in my pajamas. Let me explain to you my past few days. I am Charmaine Johnson Fuller, the life strategist with the Charmed Life. Hello, 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 ladies, and welcome. So, as you see, I have named this, well, I don't know because you probably can't see the title from Facebook, but it's basically called What do you do when life doesn't go as planned, volume 2. I have a volume 1, and I thought that maybe that would be the only time, I guess, I don't know, that life wouldn't go as planned. And as I'm kind of sitting here thinking about like yesterday and today, I'm like, this might as well just be like a set of volumes, a series of volumes of how I handle my life when it doesn't go according to what I have planned in my planner. Because we all need to know how other people, I think, sometimes handle adversities and handle things that just kind of go left. Well, this is left for me, but I think this is right for you guys. And how to possibly navigate life, right? We can all use more mindset and life navigation tips. There's like never too many of those. So the past few days have been particularly interesting for me. Let's start with yesterday. And I know some of you special needs mamas are going to be able to identify with this and with today's, but definitely identify with yesterday. So yesterday, we are on this vegan journey, and my daughter came home from school yesterday, and everything was good. My husband had picked her up, and so I made dinner, and right after I made dinner, she pukes. And I'm like, oh my gosh, she must have eaten too much. My daughter has this thing, and a lot of autistic kids have this, where they partly don't have a bottom. Her other thing is being able to use her voice to say no thank you when somebody offers her food, or no thank you when someone offers her something. There's this thing of feeling like just because somebody offers you something, or someone suggests something, that you have to go along. So that's something that we're working with her in her journey, because as we saw from yesterday, this has happened before, but definitely as we saw from yesterday, that this is definitely an issue if it's not handled. Anywho, so after she's done puking and everything is cleaned up, because she just didn't do it once, my husband and I had a conversation with her to see, like, what did she eat? She didn't have a fever. After she puked, she was really happy. And so my husband and I were like, well, what did you eat? Was it something that, maybe we made, or what happened? Well, come to find out, she had not only been eating the lunch that she and I jointly packed together. She not only been eating that lunch, which is a very hearty lunch because it's vegan. And so it was an avocado, arugula, tomato, I think artichoke sandwich is what she had that yesterday. Well, day before yesterday, because she stayed home from school yesterday. So actually this went into, what's today, Thursday, it went to Tuesday night. So she not only had her lunch with all the snacks and things that were packed in her lunch, she'd also eaten a school lunch. So not only did she have her lunch, but when they offered like the school-based lunch and snacks to the kids, I guess in the room, little Miss Fuller decided that she was going to have a snack too, because it was offered to her. And so I'm like, oh yeah, okay, so this is why she's so sick. Because literally on Wednesday, she was right as rain. She didn't have any more stomach issues. She was good, but she was right as rain. But it still kind of threw a wrench in my Wednesday, because, the house was a little bit slower. Nobody was really on schedule. She was recovering from her being ill the night before. It was just a mess. So, we had that. Oh, and the day before that, my son had staples in his head when he was, I think, like 4 or 5 years old, because he was doing some boy-ish, and he decided to climb this cabinet to get a crayon that he had thrown up there, because like that's fun to throw stuff up there and then go to retrieve it. And so he went to retrieve the crayon, and I'm just giving you backstory, and this shelf fell on his head. Big gash, had to get a staple. So now every now and again, I guess because of how he's growing and everything, um, occasionally that will hurt and he will have headaches, specifically like when it's raining and things of that nature. So like the day before that, he had slept with us because he was having headaches surrounding that with, and once I helped him relieve the sinus pressure and everything. But that was that. So this whole week has just been cray, like little bits of crazy mixed in, put in the mix. So we just had that the night before, and I'm like, whew, I get a chance to like rest and kind of get back on track. And then Tuesday night, my daughter, and then Wednesday, I was just off. Like my brain was off because I was supposed to, I had taken that day off from work because that's my day to pick her up and drop her off. I know I'm giving you guys a lot of backstory, but we friends. So here we go. So anywho, now we move into Thursday. My daughter's at school today. Had a conversation with the teacher about helping her to make the decision that was going to positively impact her health. That's how it was worded. Because I want her to start making decisions and realizing that just because it's offered, you don't have to eat it. Just because you think you feel a little hungry doesn't mean you have to eat an apple, a carrot, a cheese stick, a bag of chips, a sandwich. Like you don't have to eat all of these things because this could be the result. Your stomach can only take so much. And she's a little girl. So like her stomach can only take so much. So there's that. Spoke to the teacher today. All that good stuff. So Thursday was shaping up to be a really Thursday was shaping up to be the day that I actually followed my flipping schedule, right? Where I got more than like one thing done. And mind you, again, I thankfully, intuitively, this particular week, I didn't plan a lot of stuff. I just don't know why. I was like, okay, I'll just do this and a little bit, it wasn't a heavy week for me. It was just a really light week. So even though I was not, it was just a really light week. So I'm not like going, oh my God, I missed out on so much stuff. That's not like how I'm feeling right now. But I, like most of us, I like for shit to go how I planned it because it makes me feel good. Oh yeah, and I didn't like this complete week has been just off. Like because the kids were sick, I was getting up later. Like I didn't get up this morning until 6, which is like sacrilege to me because I need to be up by 4:30, 5 o'clock in order to do what I need to do as far as ritual wise and getting set so that I can support the kids as they get up and moving forward. Like all this week, my morning ritual has been, I got up, I at least brushed my teeth and washed my face. I only think I've worked out is Thursday. I only think I did 2 workouts this week. It's just been like, and then like my morning journaling has happened after I took my daughter to school. So like things have not been happening in their normal order, which throws me off. So today come home. I'm excited. Special needs moms, have you had this? Where finally you think the storm is over and everybody has gotten their fucking life. And it's like, yes. And so I started homeschooling with my son, the Crowned Prince. And we're going great until I challenge his paradigm. And I want him to slow down. That was one of the reasons why we pulled him out of school, was because they allowed him to just push through work without really grasping what he was doing and giving him the space to utilize his memory and to think about things and to come up to his own conclusions. My son is like Ricky Bobby. He wants to go fast. He wants to do everything fast. He doesn't want to slow down. He doesn't want to breathe in between things. He just wants to check all the shit off the to-do list. I guess that is ADHD for you. I will have to say it probably is part of the diagnosis. And he just wants to check everything off and go really, really fast. So in school, in traditional school, I would get notes from the teacher saying Mason needs to slow down for his test, but nobody made him slow down. And I get because they probably didn't have the time or the bandwidth to help him to hone that in. Because what happens when you get him to hone that, now what I got today was I got a Full Metal Jacket meltdown. I was mean. I was called a smother. I was called not fair. I wasn't listening to him. It was this full meltdown of being upset about me having him to answer questions as he was reading material. And this, as he was reading through this material, he's reading a book about puppy training. And as he's reading through this book, the book is asking you questions on how you're going to start actually train. Like, what type of dog can you have? What type of energy does this dog have? Can you manage this type of energy? And so having him build out, because the book has you basically build out a plan to get, maintain, train, take care of your puppy once you get it. So by the end of this book, you kind of have set up like a walking schedule plan. You've prepared for a puppy before getting a puppy. So that's what this book is for, because he wants a puppy. And God, he wants a Siberian Husky. Oh my God, pray for me, everybody. Please, God, pray for me. Because them is some hyper ass dogs and they shed a lot. And that's not my ministry. So I'm hoping that when we go to the pound, that maybe they have something in the middle that everybody can agree with. But, he just wants a Siberian Husky because it has I think one blue eye and one brown eye, something crazy like that. Anywho, so we spent about 5 minutes going back and forth. And I said, look, I'm not going back and forth with you. This is what's going to happen. What's going to happen is that I'm leaving. This is not up for discussion. You're going to do these sections because the comprehension piece matters. It's not, like for shits and giggles, dude, it matters. So I'm going to let you think about this for the next 10 to 15 minutes. Breathe, whatever you need to do to get your life together, because this is something that you have to do. So you have a choice of staying pissed off and then we're working on this all night, or flipping it, finding the joy in it, and then working through it. So you have choices. You can be pissed off or you can find joy, which, it's your choice. Either way, this is going to get done, whether it gets done before dinner or after dinner. Today I got time. I guess that's kind of the perk, non-perk of your mom being an entrepreneur, is that she can kind of flit and float out of things and boom, she's there. Anywho, so finally, I gave him about 30 minutes to just breathe, calm down. I gave him some crystals, burned some Palo Santo in his room, and just left the room, just left him there. Came back. He was excited. He was ready to work. We knocked out the rest of his homeschooling day pronto. Now, why did I give you 30 minutes of backstory? Because I wanted you to understand and see that I too have these little bits of crazy events that would seem like they shouldn't really matter. Like before my husband worked from home, I would say things like this in my day and he would go, that's not a big deal, right? He would go, now that he's here with me all day, he's like, he can see how little things like this disrupt the flow of life, right? And so most people that either have no children, they're child-free, or spouses or husbands that aren't home during the day, or people even that don't have special needs kids that you kind of have to deal with these things with, they don't get how these things impact your day and how something as small as somebody getting sick because they've eaten too much. And now you have to stop and have this conversation about, how you eat and being able to say, what you like and what you don't like. And, taking the time to empower and work with someone is, it takes a lot of energy out. It didn't take me much time, but the emotional toll took a lot out of me as a mom. It took a lot out of me because I don't care how bomb ass, boss ass you get. Whenever your kids go through something, right hand to the man. I know it looked like the left, but this is right hand to the man. As a mom, it almost feels like in some sliver of a way you F something up. And you have to resolve that within yourself so you can move on. Otherwise, you'll sit in this puddle and you'll sit and kind of feel some sort of way about feeling like you F something up the whole time. That takes a lot of energy. And, I know that's just not with special needs kids, it's with kids in general, but it takes a lot of energy when you have to do things like that as a mom. And so how do you regain when you feel like, or it seems like, that you've lost time, space, energy dealing with other things? This is why, and you notice if you caught me, you heard me say, it's not that I feel like I'm missing out on something or like I dropped the ball somewhere. That notice I didn't say that. I don't feel like I dropped the ball this week on what's on my daily action plan. I don't feel like I haven't been able to keep up with the things that I had planned for this week. Intuitively, I planned a lighter week. Most of my weeks are pretty light anyway. I have maybe 5 things per day on my daily action plan. And if it's more than that, they're short bites. They're not like intense projects. At the most, I might have 3 big projects per day on my daily action plan. Nothing more than 3 big projects. And those are things that I normally slay pretty early on in my day because I know that life can happen. But if you notice, I'm not stressed out about backlog. I don't have any backlog. After these past 3 days, I don't have any backlog. I have showed up and still been able to do what I intended on doing, even though my week got crazy, even though pretty much all of this week I woke up later than what I would normally wake up, even though pretty much all this week I haven't done my normal workouts, even though pretty much, I say pretty much because Sunday and Monday, your girl was golden. But Tuesday through Thursday morning, I wasn't able to execute my morning routines as normal. I wasn't going to like I have a sleep app and it's like, hey, your sleep routine pattern thingy is off. Even with all of that, because I take transitionary periods throughout the day, even in the chaos, I found space for myself. Even in, I'm not necessarily working 9 to 5, I guess you can say a part-time job. Even in doing that, I was still able to maintain the flow. And I'm able to maintain the flow because I have built the foundation to support me so that when this happens, tomorrow, all things constant. Well, tomorrow is actually kind of crazy. I have a full schedule tomorrow. However, I'm not spazzing out about it. Everything is spaced out. Everything is giving me energy like I need it to give me so I can rejuvenate, reset. So I can reset throughout my day. So, it's a full day, but I don't feel pressured by it. I don't feel like, oh my God, this day is so full. I don't know how I'm going to make it throughout this day. I don't know why I had all these things scheduled in this day. I don't know that's not how I'm feeling about tomorrow. So how do I get here? Foundation, clarity, being really clear about what it is I'm building, where I'm going, what I'm doing, how I want my day to feel, and how I want other people around me to feel. So for instance, when my son had his meltdown today, it's like, okay, my intention is to make sure that both of us, one, don't say anything that can be emotionally harmful to the other. And then 2, that I'm not emotionally drained. That's not my ministry, to be emotionally drained from dealing with people, even people I love. So, even in that interaction with him, how do I want this to leave him? And so in order for that, showing him that, okay, we're not going to agree. I'm going to leave. You get together. I get together. And we just kind of reset. Even with my daughter, I didn't go to her and go, oh my God, what were you doing? Blah, 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 blah. My husband and I didn't do that. We had this really inquisitive type conversation where we just asked her questions to see her thought process, because her thought process is actually really interesting, to see how she thinks about things. But I was clear about that. I was clear about how I wanted to feel. I was clear about how I wanted the people in my life to feel. I was clear about what my goals are for the week. So because I know what my primary goals are for the week of what I'm going to slay, even in the days where I didn't do the things that I planned to do, I had the space. I was able to see the space in my week of where to do things, get things done. So foundation and clarity. I talk to you ladies about clarity all the time. Talk to you ladies about clarity all the time. Clarity is queen. Clarity will help you to keep and get your life, help you to get and keep your life together consistently, without feeling like you are overwhelmed, without feeling like you're stressed out, without feeling like, again, like I said, I've been in my PJs all day. I've taken a shower and then I got right back in my pajamas. Like, that's just the type of day it's been. And I haven't taken my hair out of my twisties yet. It's like, not today, because tomorrow I have to put on clothes and I have to go out and meet and greet people and do things. So today, and it was gray too and foggy. It's a great day for pajamas. But clarity is queen. Clarity is queen. And knowing what you want, how you want to feel, and what's going on in your life are the keys. So if you can resonate with the type of day that I had, if you're like, oh God, yes, I've had this happen. And in the past, when this would have happened, girl, I would have been irritable. I wonder if they're old videos, because, the internet always keeps score. There probably are. I might troll myself. But I would have been irritable. I would have been extremely exhausted. I would have been resentful of my children, because how dare they mess up my schedule? Oh, I would have been resentful of my children. I would have been resentful of my husband, because he handles things differently. He handles things, but he doesn't handle them like I handle them. So I would have been resentful because he's, what's the word I want to use? He's a flow in kind of guy. I'm a force in kind of girl. And I'm learning how to flow. Like, as I grow, I'm learning how to flow. And so I would have been resentful of that, because how in the hell is he so cool, calm, and collected? How else would I have felt back then? I would have went on this, I guess you could say, rampage of looking up shit on the internet to try to make them better and make things better, and versus just kind of letting it play out and letting life happen. Like, everything doesn't require my need to fix it. So if you're feeling like you're still stuck in that place where when this happens, you get kind of resentful, you get kind of anxious, you get hella anxious, you get hella frustrated, and you sit in that frustration. And then because you're in the frustration, you freeze, because you can't believe that this one thing happened. And so it just spirals into you freezing and not getting anything done. And you end up sitting with a big bag of chips, some chocolate, and a Pepsi, or maybe, Starbucks drink, and binge watching Netflix. It's almost time for Christmas movies. So yeah, if you're finding yourself still in that space, I got you. I want to invite you to my free 5-day Get It Done workshop. This workshop is going to help you to create that clarity around your life, what's really going on, what you want to feel like, things that you want. It's going to help you to create that clarity and create a relief plan, so that when things like this happen, you don't freeze. You don't freeze. Because when you freeze, you lose even more time because it just saps you of all your energy and you just can't. So how do you flow through that? So the workshop is free. It's 5 days. It's October 25th through the 29th. And it's bomb. The past 2 that I've ran have been, actually I've ran them more than 2 times, but this is the second time I've run it in its own group. And the workshop being in its own group just makes it even more intense because moms are able to share and connect with each other in a way that they weren't able to initially when I had it in my big group. And so you're going to be able to connect with other moms that get where you are. You're going to be able to build that relief plan. You're going to be able to come out of it with a sense of awareness of you're really clear about what's next. No matter what's going on around you, you're going to always be able to carry that with you. So the link for the workshop, let me post it in here, is rebrand.ly / get it done 5. I had to think about that. So it's rebrand.ly / get it done 5. And you can learn more about the workshop and sign up for it at that link. And I cannot wait to see you. The deadline to sign up for the workshop, if you're thinking, oh my gosh, I can wait, there is a deadline. And the deadline is the 19th of October. On the 19th of October. And I cut it off because I like for the ladies to get a chance to know each other. When people come in between, what I found is it causes a bit of chaos because they're trying to play catch up, and it's just really crazy. So I shut entry into the workshop down because there's pre-work that you do and there's things that you do to help you prepare while you're getting there. So it's a great space for you to get the clarity you've been looking for as of late. So I love you all. I hoped my story of chaos, to me, that's chaos now. I mean, but my story of miniature chaos was able to support somebody out there. Remember, love yourself, love your family, love your business in that order, ladies. And I will see you next time. Take care and have a fabulous evening. Bye-bye.